This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk you through this 2024 Salem Platinum model number 31KQBTS. Okay, so this is a how-to video. I'm just going to show you some of the features and how they work. Okay, so here we are at the door side rear. You have a fold-out grill, and then you have this quick connect here that you have to connect the grill to. You get a LP hose with it, a quick connect hose. So you just got to remember to hook up the grill to get gas to it. Okay. Quick drop jacks. Here we have a outside kitchen. Let's see what we got here. Whoops. Here. So we have first of all, there's the LP hose with the quick connect that goes to connects the grill to the LP system. You have a GFCI here. Remember, if all the plugs in the trailer are wired through a GFCI, there's going to be another one inside. So if you're using a plug outside, like this one over here, and it pops, you're still going to reset it inside somewhere, because all the plugs are wired through a GFCI. Even if it's a regular duplex, still wired through one. So keep that in mind. If you can't get power for some reason, you're always going to make sure that you check that. Okay. Okay, so you have running water here. You have a refrigerator. Alrighty. You have a power awning with LED strip. You have outside speakers. Like I said, you have, let's see what we got here. Yeah, you have a regular duplex there. Your fresh water fill for your fresh water tank. Now, the most common way to get water to the trailer is through the city water hookup, right? You just hook up the hose, turn on, and you're all set. But if you're camping someplace without city water, you could pre-fill your tank right here and then use the onboard pump to pump the water. So I'll show you where the pump switch is when we get inside. Of course, if you have city water, you don't have to worry about the pump or filling the fresh water tank. That's just if you don't have your boondocking or whatever reason you don't have city water. And then the drain for the city water tank is right under here. It's that white gate valve right there. Okay. Vent for your furnace, of course. This is the vent for the range hood. You can make it flap freely like that by popping that loose. So if you're venting to the outside, you want that swinging freely so it vents to the outside. Otherwise, you can just, when you're traveling or in storage, you can just keep it shut. This is an on-demand water heater. Keep in mind that you have a switch here. Right now it's on like it should be. So for any reason you can't get it doesn't work, just make sure you come out here and check the switch. Okay. When you winterize your trailer or you put it into storage, you want to shut this off and just turn it back on when you're ready to camp and use it. Okay. I'll show you where the controls are inside and show you how they work. Okay. Okay, so another quick drop jack, pass-through storage. Now you have a powered bed in the master bedroom, so I'll show you that when we get in there. That's just the mechanism for it up there. Here you have two cranks. The larger crank is a 3/4 inch crank for the stabilizers. This smaller crank right here is for your power tongue jack. If it was ever to fail for any reason, you can pull this plug out of the top, put that crank on there, and you can actually crank it manually to always get hitched and unhitched no matter what. So it's a good feature. You will have a battery here. You ordered this without a battery, but that's where your battery goes. Right now we have all the positives are covered so it doesn't short out, and you're turned off right here. Okay. Two LP tanks which are empty. Power tongue jack like I showed you. There's your breakaway switch. Okay, so moving on, you have a 30 amp power cord. There your black tank and gray tank right here. If you're gonna flush the Oops, if you're going to flush the black tank, like you would right here, that's the black tank flush. So like it says on the sticker, if you're going to use the black tank flush, you hook the hose up here at the dump station hose up here. You dump your black tank, of course, but you leave the valve open before you turn the water on. That way too much pressure doesn't build up. You don't want too much pressure to build up and cause you problems. So always make sure the valve is open. This is your city water hookup right here, the most common way to get water to the trailer, of course. And then there's your power cord hooked there, 30 amps, 30 feet long. You also have, it's pre-wired for a backup camera, a Furrion backup camera kit. So we carry them here, you can get them elsewhere. Just make sure you get the right one to fit that kit. It's pre-bracketed for a Lippert telescoping ladder if you ever want to purchase one. It would attach right there. The manufacturer says every 60 to 90 days inspect the roof, so you need someone to take a look at it, make sure there's no damage caused by low branches or road debris, no cracking or separation in any of the sealant, any problems. Odds are you'll go years without having to do anything, but that's why you inspect it regularly, just so you can stay ahead of things. You can't see what's happening up there unless someone goes up there and looks, so keep that in mind. Of course, that's your grill we just talked about. It's probably a griddle, actually. I didn't prep this one, but they've been shipping griddles, so okay. Okay, so here we have your control panel, your slide out switch here, your power awning here. Never leave the awning out unattended. If you're not going to be at the campsite, roll it in. This dimmer, to control the lights, you just sort of rub your finger over it, like so. Then you have two light switches here, of course. You check your levels here, your battery's charged, fresh water, black, gray. You get two gray tanks. They graduate up in 1/3 increments, so that's how once you get past 2/3, you got to start thinking about dumping. This is your solar controller. You don't have a battery on it, so it's not set up. But keep in mind, it sets itself up pretty much automatically, except you have to select the battery type you put on. So if you put on an AGM or a lithium, you have to physically select it. If you put a flooded battery, you got to select that. So the only thing you'll have to do after you put the battery on is look at the directions and see how you set the battery type. Okay, it's hard to do without a battery on it. I can't explain it to you. Okay, this is the controller for your water system, your on-demand water. So basically, you're just going to turn it on. You can set the whether you want Celsius or Fahrenheit. You can set the temperature you want, but basically you're going to turn it on, and when you turn on a hot water valve, it's just going to automatically start heating up the water for you. Now, if you don't have, it has safety device, so you don't have gas in your tank, so it will not start without gas in the tank because it's got a safety. So you can't, let's say, you couldn't just run this without a water source or a gas source. So in order for it to work, you have to have city water hooked up, or you have to have water in your fresh water tank and your water pump on. Otherwise, the safety switches will keep it from running. So those gas and water have to be present. Okay, that's that. Your keys are right here. As you come around here, you have your sound bar. There's the remote for it. You have FM radio, no AM. You have Bluetooth, so you can stream from whatever, any device. You also have a USB drive here, so you can put like your MP3s on a USB stick and take them all with you, for example. HDMI in right there. Two speaker zones, 1 and 2. 1 is inside the trailer, 2 is outside the trailer. Okay. Now this is telling you it's pre-wired for a router. Basically a public Wi-Fi extender. So if you wanted to, you're interested, you go to kingconnect.com and look at their kits. The kit you would want would consist of an antenna on the roof, and there's a plate up there where an antenna would go, and then a router box would go here, would connect here. So It just gives your family better Wi-Fi, better public Wi-Fi. You get a stronger signal. It's just a all-around better thing if you use a lot of Wi-Fi. This is where your TV hooks up to, right? It's on. The green light you want on when you're using the TV because it's telling you that the digital antenna is on. Okay. Now when it comes to your fireplace, there's your remote for that. Okay. So, low, that's a fan speed right there. So it's coming out high, it's really kicking out the heat now. And of course, off. You also can, let's see here, change the crystal, color of the crystals. You can change the color of the flame. Okay, and then it has a timer also, so you can set it to turn on and turn off when you want it to. It's a very good space heater. It works on regular AC current, so if it's not that cold out, you just need to heat the place up without using any of your limited supply of LP. You can just use the fireplace. Okay. Alrighty. So this is a jackknife. This will fold flat to turn into a bed. You can move these pieces around. You can see there's different brackets, so you can configure it how you want. You can drop this tabletop down onto those cleats, turn this into another bed, so there's two of them. When it comes to your water pump and drawing antifreeze in your system, that takes place here. You just have to remove these two screws to access that. Okay, your microwave works like any other microwave. This is your range hood, fan, and light. Remember I told you about opening that baffle on the outside if you're venting to the outside. This, we don't have gas, so I'll just have to talk you through it. You have three knobs for your 3 burners, and then you have a sparker. You turn this clockwise to spark it. The oven, it's the same thing except you light the pilot light at the bottom. Always travel with this closed so it doesn't break. Your refrigerator is a 12-volt DC refrigerator, so it runs off 12 volt. That is your carbon monoxide LP gas detector. It should always be glowing green like it is. If not, get it serviced. Your thermostat. Now this you're just gonna push in the knob to select what you want. Right now we're off, if you can see that, and you can go to cool, heat, combo, and off, and then fan off. So it's very simple. You just choose the mode, and then it'll let you select the temperature. You roll it one way or the other to select the temperature, and it's new. I think there's even an app for this one. I think. Of course, so your slide room switches are here for your bunk room. Okay. You have 2 slide rooms, of course. This folds down into a bed if you want it to. This folds up out of the way if you want it to, and you can sit here on the couch. The couch folds into a bed, so you have potential four bunks here. So there's a lot of sleeping here. Plus you have the 2 potential beds in the main room with the sofa, and then of course your master up there. This is your emergency escape. You'd push it all the way through, and then you grab a hold of the tab and pull the screen out. You can escape during an emergency. All right. This is your power converter right here. This converts AC to DC power. So when you're plugged into AC power, you have a regular 120 AC circuit breakers here like you'd see at home, and they're all labeled, right? Then the power is converted to 12 volt DC on this side. You see you have 12 volt fuses, and they're labeled. That's where the 12 volt comes from. And also, like I said, if you're plugged in, it'll sense how much energy your battery on the tongue has and needs, and it'll send them as many amps necessary up there to charge your battery. When you're pulling down the road, your tow vehicle's alternator will charge the battery, and throughout the day your solar panel will charge the battery depending on what kind of conditions we have outside. Okay? Alright. So let's see what else we have here. Bathroom is typical RV bathroom. Your sink and shower will work like any other sink and shower. Your toilet sits right over a black tank. It has a flush pedal right here. So when you get to your campground, you hook up your power and your water, then you come in here and you'll put a dose of chemical right in the bowl. You'll step on the pedal and hold it down and let at least a gallon of water flow into the tank along with the chemical. You can use more than a gallon of water, just don't use less. Then it's okay to use. If you don't do that, if you use it dry, without chemical and water, it'll get clogged up, it'll smell terrible, and it'll just be a mess. So you always want to make sure you use chemical and at least a gallon of water to start off with. And you have a fan up here also. Okay. We are up in the bedroom. You have TV hookups here. You can in the backing plate here, so you can put a bracket there if you want, so you can watch when you're laying down, watch TV. This is the control for your bed. I'll just run it a little bit here for you. You can see it moves up and down. Okay. Another emergency window here, and the usual stuff, the USB chargers and that sort of thing. Okay. Alrighty. So, okay, I think that about does it here. So, I want to thank you for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. Please remember what I said about inspecting the roof every 60 to 90 days. That's important. Should be part of your regular maintenance. And right now, the antifreeze has been purged from the system. It's all got fresh water in it, so it's all set till you winterize in the late fall. Okay? Thank you.